You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
After dropping their first 2 games in Oakland, the Yankees bounced back last night to win Game 3 of the series. Carlos Beltran is enjoying a revival at the plate, and his thunderous 2-run home run last night in the 6th turned the game around. And from there, the Yankees bullpen did what it does best. Andrew Miller sealed the deal for his 15th save. So a win for the Yankees last night, and today a final afternoon by the Bay and a chance to even the series up before heading to Seattle. We're all set for baseball as Hyundai presents the Sunday game of the week. It's the Yankees against the Oakland A's in the final game of a 4-game series from O.Co Coliseum in Oakland, California. Hope you're having a terrific afternoon. Bob Lorenzi, John Flaherty with you. Well, without a doubt, in last night's Yankees win, the offensive star was a guy who's been putting it together for the past few weeks, Carlos Beltran.
Well, Carlos Beltran, one of those players, when you get a little bit older and you get off to a slow start, you're going to hear a lot of questions. Is your career at the tail end? During the month of May, Carlos Beltran saying, I have a lot left in the tank. The 6th inning, a 2-run bomb to right center field, give the Yankees the lead, and then later on, able to drive one the other way. A little insurance run for the New York Yankees as he drives in Mark Teixeira. Carlos Beltran proving he's got a lot left.
Boy, he has loved the month of May in 24 games, batting .308. All 4 of his home runs hit in the month, along with 14 runs batted in. And you can see those are red-hot numbers compared to the slow start that he had in April. Well, Nathan Eovaldi could only give the Yankees 4 2/3 innings last night, but the bullpen came in and absolutely locked it down. And it began with Chasen Shreve, a guy who earned the win in the truest sense of the word.
Well, when we watched Eovaldi last night and the pitch count was elevated, you started thinking, how are you going to get the ball to Betances and Andrew Miller? And Chasen Shreve really was the key to the ball game last night. 4 outs out of the bullpen. All 4 of those were strikeouts. Wilson came in and picked up a couple of outs, and then the bridge had been served to Dellin Betances. Was able to, again, another 4 outs, a couple of strikeouts mixed in there. 3 of them all in total for him. And then you hand the ball over to your closer, Andrew Miller, who has been lights out this year. He's going to pick up his 15th save of the season. And the Yankees come out of here last night with a very nice win.
Well, today's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. We look at the numbers on the Yankees bullpen. Tremendous this season. Ranked 4th in the American League with a 3.06 ERA, but first in strikeouts with 180, including 8 last night. Let's take a look at today's pitching matchup brought to you by People's United Bank N.A. See what know-how can do for you. It's Adam Warren going for the Yankees, coming off a 5-1 win against Kansas City, making his first career start against the A's. And for the A's, Jesse Chavez, 1-5 record despite a 2.44 ERA. He just gets brutal run support of about 1 run per game. Well, we are all set to go from Oakland as Brett Gardner gets set to lead things off and try and lead the Yankees back to a win here in the final game at the Coliseum. We'll have lineups and first pitch next on Yes. with Royal Caribbean. By Mazda. Mazda is KBB.com's lowest cost to own brand in over 5 years. And by Heineken. Open your world. Well, the Yankees come into this final game at Oakland 26-24, a game up in the American League West over the Tampa Bay Rays. Meantime, the A's bottom of the division in the West at 19-33. Let's take a look at today's Yankees starting lineup presented by Lexus. And Brett Gardner back in center field for a second straight game. He leads things off. Chase Headley batting second. He is at third base. Alex Rodriguez is your DH hitting third. Mark Teixeira batting cleanup and playing first base. Carlos Beltran out in right field. Ramon Flores second straight start after making his major league debut last night and going 0 for 4. He's in left. John Ryan Murphy does the catching today. Didi Gregorius is at shortstop. And for a second straight game, Jose Pirela is the starting second baseman.
Well, that starting lineup for the New York Yankees going to get a look at the well-traveled veteran pitcher Jesse Chavez. We'll look at his numbers on the year. The ERA is outstanding at 2.44. Only a 1-5 record, has pitched out of the bullpen and now is getting an opportunity to start. Look at our pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. He's coming off a start his last time out where he has to be thinking, you have to be kidding me. 8 shutout innings against the Tigers, gave up an unearned run and took the loss in that ball game. And it's kind of been a common theme for him. He only gets 1.2 runs of run support in his starts. And pretty good Yankee numbers, 3-0 with a 2.29 ERA against the New York Yankees in his career.
Well, that 2.44 ERA he comes in with is near the top of the charts in the American League. You take a look at the Geico defense playing behind Jesse Chavez today. And in the outfield, it's Ben Zobrist in left, Billy Burns in center, and Josh Reddick in right field. Brett Lawrie's at third, Marcus Semien at short, Eric Sogard at second, Max Muncy is at first base, Stephen Vogt behind the plate. As you take a look at the A's starting lineup and defense presented by Geico. So we're just about set to go here. Final game of a 4-game series. Again, a nice win by the Yankees last night, 5-3. Brett Gardner comes in at 280, 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in. And Chavez misses low, 1-0.
I was talking about Chavez in his last outing against the Detroit Tigers. Ghost led off with a single, stole second, went to third on an error by Fegley, the catcher, and the sacrifice fly was the only run of the game as he took the loss.
Well, for Chavez, the time to get him, it seems to be the trend is in the middle of a game. He hasn't allowed an earned run in the first 2 innings yet this year. And then from the 6th inning on, he's tough to get through as well. Brett Gardner swings and misses there, 1-2.
And when you talk about his stuff, he kind of throws everything at you. Fastball, cutter, a good changeup right there to Brett Gardner. Throw a curveball and a slider.
1-2 pitch. And Chavez misses inside, 2-2. Gardner, a little slap shot to center field, but Burns is there, 1 away. Let's take a look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 62 degrees here this afternoon, wind blowing at 13 miles per hour, and the humidity at 62%. No rain in the forecast, should stay the way it is right now. Although the trend here has been it gets a little chillier as the innings wear on. Chase Headley playing third base today. Comes in at 256, 6 homers, 23 runs batted in. Headley last night enjoyed a 3-for-5 night.
Yeah, good night last night for Chase Headley and kind of settling into this number 2 spot in the lineup. Not Not a bad place to hit in any big league lineup, hitting in front of Alex Rodriguez, Mark Teixeira, and Carlos Beltran, who's starting to swing a hot bat.
Chavez missing there, 3-1. And a base hit to right field for Chase Headley with one away.
Well, that's the thing about hitting second in the lineup when you have some big-time production coming up behind you. You get in a fastball count, you pretty much know in your mind you're going to get a good pitch to hit. Headley's been taking advantage of it. 3-1 count, fastball middle in.
Sunday afternoon reception for Alex Rodriguez, the same as the last 3 nights here in Oakland. If you remember last night's game, the Yankees were able to score first in the first inning, getting a run on 3 singles. Ryan McCann knocking in that run, but Alex Rodriguez backed up a single by Headley with a single of his own. He's at .276, 11 homers, 27 runs batted in. And looks at ball 2. Chavez in with a strike, 2-1. Eric Sogard, the second baseman, is just about behind the bag at second. Hot shot left field, base hit for Alex Rodriguez. So the Yanks in business, first and second, one away.
Well, just like in last night's ball game, Alex Rodriguez extending that hitting streak now to 10 games of first at bat.
Take a look at where he ranks on the all-time hits list for Alex. That was hit number 2985, so 15 away from the 3,000. And he ties Sam Rice for 29th all time. Headley's on second, Alex is on first, and that'll bring up Mark Teixeira.
Well, Chavez in a little bit of trouble here in the first inning. We talked about already that he doesn't get much run support. Got to be feeling out there in the mound. If you give up a run or 2 in the first inning, it's going to be a tough afternoon.
They can't employ the shift against Teixeira, and the first baseman Muncy playing at regular depth, not holding Alex Rodriguez on. So far this season, you see Tex with runners in scoring position, 192 average, 4 home runs. And looks at ball 3. Chavez in with a strike, 3-1.
Well, it's been a common theme early on in this game. Headley got ahead in the count, got a good pitch to hit. Alex Rodriguez the same thing, and Mark Teixeira all set up here. 3-1 count, can hunt a fastball, put a good swing on it.
Looks at the fastball, it's a take, 3-2.
Not a bad take from Mark Teixeira right there. Dotted on the outside corner, not a pitch you can really do a whole lot with. Looking for something middle in. Didn't get it.
See what he can do on 3-2. And gets the fastball, and Chavez gets it by him for out number 2.
A big comeback at bat for Chavez right there. Down 3-0 and just peppers 3 fastballs in a row. Again, another good spot right on the outside half. Right by Mark Teixeira.
Well, here's Carlos Beltran now. Beltran, as we mentioned in the open, had just a 162 average in April, but he has heated up since May 1st, batting .308 with 4 home runs and 14 runs batted in. 2 away, runners at first and second. Takes that pitch inside, 1-1. Miss there, 2-1. Beltran has knocked in 7 runs with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. And foul down the first baseline.
Well, these are the big at-bats in a ball game with 2 outs. Carlos Beltran, if you can get the Yankees on the board, obviously a big lift for them. And Chavez, who has struggled, 24 pitches already in the first inning. 1 pitch away from getting out of here without any damage.
They scored 2 of the runs last night with 2 outs. Beltran ground ball, second base. Sogard a step on the grass, and that will do it. So the Yankees strand 2. Chavez, a rocky first inning, will take it to the bottom of the first here in Oakland. Today, and it begins with Billy Burns, who is having a terrific series so far. He's in center field leading off. Ben Zobrist back in the starting lineup. He's in left field today. Stephen Vogt behind the plate batting third. A DH once again, Billy Butler. Josh Reddick is out in right field batting 5th. Brett Laurie is at third base hitting 6th. Max Muncy is at first base batting 7th. Marcus Semion's the shortstop hitting 8th. And Eric Sogard rounds things out at second base.
Well, a little different lineup for the Oakland A's this afternoon against the right-hander Adam Warren. Look at his numbers on the season. He's starting to hit his stride lately. His 10th start of the year, 3-3 with a 3.91. Look at our pitchers scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. Mentioned hitting that stride. Last 3 straight quality starts. Last outing 6 1/3 against Kansas City and got the win in that ball game. Doing a nice job against the lefties. 185 batting average over his last 6 starts. And could do a better job in the shutdown innings. The ERA 9.39 in the innings after the Yankees score.
Well, he'll try and keep Billy Burns off the base paths. A little chopper over the head, and it's not going to happen. A leadoff single for Billy Burns, who is now 7 for 15 in this series.
Yeah, Billy Burns is going to want to keep the Yankees in town for a little bit, having a great series leading off. First pitch swinging, doesn't wait around any time.
Let's take a look at the Yankees defense behind Warren. It's brought to you by Geico. Ramon Flores back at left. Brett Gardner's in center, and Carlos Beltran is in right field. Around the infield, it's Headley, Gregorius, Varela, and Teixeira, with John Ryan Murphy doing the catching today. Well, now Ben Zobrist, the batter. Zobrist started the first 2 games of this series at second base. Pinch hit last night, and then today out in left field. Just a homer and 10 runs batted in for him this season.
Well, we've seen a little bit of everything from Billy Burns, a leadoff hitter, swung the bat well. He has 7 stolen bases on the year, has only been thrown out twice.
Zobrist to the right side, diving stop by Teixeira. He's got the one play to Warren. Nice defensive play, one away as Burns goes to second base.
Well, Mark Teixeira had one of those games last night, picking a lot of balls out of the dirt. And here a nice defensive play. Zobrist trying to shoot that hole between first and second. Mark lays out, thinks about the throw to second base, and then takes the easy play to Adam Warren.
And Texas on a terrific run, a streak of 100 consecutive errorless games at first base. That is the longest current streak of its kind in the majors. So one away with Burns at second and Stephen Vogt the hitter. Vogt comes in on a 6-game hitting streak. He is 4 of 11 in this series with a couple runs batted in. And looks at ball one. One of the things that Adam Warren seems to have benefited from, Flash, over those last 3 starts, just being more aggressive early and putting hitters away a little quicker.
Yeah, Joe Girardi was talking about it, how he's not pitching like a reliever with the mentality that, you know, I might have to get 3 or 4 or 5 outs, and however many pitches it takes, it doesn't matter. As a starting pitcher, obviously you got to keep your pitch count down a little bit, being a little more aggressive early in counts. Everything seems to be coming together for him.
Warren in with a strike, 1-1. A's have been a little better in this series with runners in scoring position. However, they came in as one of the bottom teams in the American League in that category. Vogt's numbers with runners in scoring position, terrific so far this season, 386, but he has cooled off since the first week of May. Big cut and a miss, 2-2. Pitch into foul territory. Headley won't be able to get to it.
Well, this is exactly what we've seen from Stephen Vogt in this series. Gets deep into counts, fights off a lot of tough pitches, just seem to give you quality at bat after quality at bat.
Last night, his first at bat, he saw everything in Eovaldi's arsenal and just one at bat. That kind of set him up for the rest of his at bats against Eovaldi. And that ball driven out to right center field. Gardner is there. Burns with the faux tag. He stays at second base, 2 away. Little Jason Aldean over the speakers as Billy Butler comes to the plate. Country breakfast. Butler comes in at 261, 4 homers, 26 runs batted in. And Warren starts him off with strike 1.
Talked about this with Billy Butler for 3 days and through his entire career in Kansas City. A good RBI guy, and the fact that he doesn't try to pull the ball too much, will take what you give him, go the other way in the middle of the field. Adam Warren and John Ryan Murphy trying to negate that with a couple of fastballs inside. Brett Gardner shading him just a little bit the other way.
One pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
A couple of fastballs inside and then the slider down and away. The big swing and a miss. Well, here's where you get concerned that Billy Butler will just stay out over the plate and try to shoot one the other way. See if Warren comes back in with a fastball.
Tries to bury one down outside and misses. 2-2.
Actually tried to go with that front hip slider to a right-handed hitter. Trying to catch Billy Butler looking inside, a little bit low.
Ball struck into center field, but right in the sights of Brett Gardner, and that will do it. So a good first inning for Warren. Gets up the leadoff single, but Strands burns at second base as we go to the top half of the second. Medical Center Inspired Medicine. The Yankees activated reliever Chris Martin today, but instead of putting him back on the big league roster, they optioned him to AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Meredith Morakovich joins us now. She had a chance to talk to Joe Girardi. What did he say about the thought process of activating him, but then sending him to AAA?
Well, Bob, it was a little bit of a twofold process for them. First of all, they're going to Seattle next. They have a lot of left-handed batters in that lineup that can do damage, so they wanted to keep a lefty-heavy bullpen right now. Also, he pointed to the fact that before Chris Martin went on the DL, he struggled a little bit. His first 5-6 appearances with the Yankees, he was very good, and then the last 10, opponents were hitting .294 against him. So Joe Girardi saying we want him to go down there, get back on track, to feel good on the mound again, and once he does that, if we need him, we'll call him. So time will tell whether or not he'll make his way back up here soon, but it looks as though he's a guy that the Yankees will eventually call back up and will be a piece of this bullpen moving forward.
Well, a guy who just joined the team from Scranton Wilkes-Barre is man at the plate, Ramon Flores, who made his major league debut last night. A couple nice defensive plays, but he went 0 for 4. What did he say post-game about that first major league start?
He was excited to contribute, and to contribute so early on. I asked him if he had any nerves coming into it.
And that's his first big league hit, a base hit to left field for Ramon Flores.
And Bobby said he didn't really have any nerves, but he just knew all the hard work had finally paid off, and to make that play meant a lot to him, knowing that he was contributing. And you look at the at-bats, Joe Girardi pointed to those. Yeah, he didn't get a hit yesterday, his first one right there, but he was really happy with the at-bats he had last night.
You see the little fake by Brett Gardner there, as if he threw the ball into the stands. So a milestone moment for Ramon Flores, who hopefully was watching that as he threw a spare ball up into the stands. And that brings up John Ryan Murphy. Murphy's at .222, no homers, 3 runs batted in. You see one more look at that. They get the ball. And everybody applauding for Flores in his first big league hit.
Well, everybody in that dugout remembers what it felt like to get that first one out of the way. Get the baseball Stevie Donahue, the trainer, will write a few nice words on there. Alex Rodriguez gives it to Stevie, and Brett Gardner, the fake, throwing the other one into the crowd. Nice little glimpse of Flores when he came around first base, kind of clapping his hands, knowing that now I can relax a little bit. And a couple of nice plays defensively last night, some good at bats. Finally gets that first base hit out of the way.
Got him leaning a little bit, but he got back safely.
A good look from the side, just stays inside, slaps it the other way, comes around first. A sigh of relief, clap the hands. Now go to work, looking forward to the rest of the ball game.
He was a near 300 hitter at AAA before getting called up. Batted .294 for the Rail Riders.
Well, he opened our eyes in spring training by the quality of the at-bats. He's having a good year at AAA, and you wonder, what kind of a player he could be power-wise. Probably take a little while to develop that.
Swing and a miss by Murphy, 1-2. And Chavez takes a little off right there and gets the strike, and a called strike 3 for Murphy, 1 away.
You can see the look on John Ryan Murphy's face, a little disappointed. Chavez dots a fastball right on the corner. Murphy doesn't like it. Really a tough situation for a young player. Only 36 at bats coming into that one.
That'll bring up Didi Gregorius. The number 8 hitter comes in at 211, 2 homers, 11 runs batted in. And puts one in by his hip and misses, 1-1.
Gregorius looking down at Joe Espada, the third base coach. The Yankees trying to get a little more production from the bottom of their lineup. You wonder if they might start hitting, running a little bit more than they have early on.
And another way Joe Girardi trying to do that, at least for a second straight game. The man on deck is Jose Perella and not Stephen Drew. And Chavez goes inside again and misses, 2-1.
And Chavez might not be a bad guy to play the hit and run game against. Doesn't have overpowering stuff. He's been behind in a lot of counts early in this ball game, but usually somebody who throws a lot of strikes.
Gregorius, base hit, left field. So a single by Flores, the strikeout by Murphy, and now a single by Gregorius, and the Yankees for a second straight inning at first and second, 1 away.
Well, for a second straight inning, Chavez again getting behind in counts, having to come in there in some fastball situations. And Gregorius takes advantage of it. Not trying to do too much, drive it the other way. And Perella gets an opportunity here with a couple on.
Fourth single of the afternoon for the Yankees, and here's Jose Perella. First pitch wanted every bit of that one and missed.
All right, I guess Jose Perella is going to be aggressive today. First pitch, first swing, big leg kick. Turn it loose.
He had a single and a run scored in last night's ball game. Missing way outside.
Well, Joe Girardi talking about Stephen Drew today, just saying, a couple of days off, regroup a little bit, work on some things in the cage. There's no doubt Perella getting an opportunity, back-to-back games.
1-1 pitch to Pirela. Chavez goes off speed and misses away. 2-1. Looks at a fastball, 2-2. Pirela liner to second base. Sogard on the first, and they got him. A threat for the Yankees, first and second, one out, but then a double play to wrap things up here in the inning as Gregorius is thrown off first. But the good news, Ramon Flores in his second major league start gets his first major league hit, a base hit to left. Brett Gardner, don't throw it away. He didn't. Stevie Donahue got it, marked it up. Hybrid vehicle of the Yankees, and it centers on today's starter Adam Warren. We've asked you, how do you think Adam Warren has progressed in his development as a starter? And Mike Nash 15 said he has progressed very well. Can you see he is a more confident pitcher with each start? Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using the hashtag Yankees Camry Hybrid to keep the conversation going. He's definitely progressed in the last 3 starts, as Meredith talked about on the pregame. Each of those starts at least 6 innings and no more than 3 earned runs allowed.
Well, you can definitely see him settling into this role.
And this was between innings. A little hug from Pirela to Flores. AAA teammates now at the bigs. And Flores with that first major league hit. Reddick last night had a big night. 3 singles in 4 at-bats. Scoreless here in the bottom of the second. And ball 3 to Reddick.
Well, I was saying you can see Adam Warren definitely settling into becoming a starting pitcher, a lot more comfortable and confident. Tanaka coming off the disabled list in Seattle. Chris Capuano has had his issues. Adam Warren is settling in. The bullpen is left-handed dominant at this point. So the decision doesn't become as clear-cut as who's throwing the ball better now.
Reddick out to left and down the line and curling foul.
It almost becomes what move is going to make our entire ball club stronger. We'll have to look forward to Seattle and wait for that answer.
And you hate to view it this way, but it's almost as if he wants to be a starter, but he's put the pen, he's penalized, but he's penalized because he's shown he can be very good in that role.
In both roles, he's shown now that he can be a good starting pitcher. He's shown that he can be a dominant reliever. And really, one of the big question marks on this club overall is what right-handed pitcher out of the bullpen can we use in the middle of the game to get the ball to Betances and Andrew Miller?
Reddick hanging in there on 3-2. And in the open, we talked about a start last night by Eovaldi, 4 2/3. How do you build that bridge to Betances and Miller? And could you imagine Warren being in that bullpen? He'd do the 6th and 7th. Give you multiple innings as he issues a leadoff walk here to Reddick in the 2nd.
Well, we talked about Chasen Shreve in the open, and I think his opportunities are going to get greater in higher leverage situations. Came in last night, got 4 big outs, big strikeouts.
That'll bring up Brett Lawrie, hitting .270 on the season. 4 homers, 20 runs batted in. 2 of those homers in the first 2 games of this series. Last night he picked up a couple hits and 4 at-bats. Looks at ball 1. Warren missing away again, 2-0.
John Ryan Murphy getting the start day game after a night game. Brian McCann swinging such a hot bat. He gets the afternoon off, and Adam Warren and Murphy really have been a nice tandem. 1.82 ERA for Murphy behind the plate when he's working with Adam Warren.
And Warren fastball moves the count to 2-1.
Really good catch right there by Murphy. Watch the glove. It goes down, and then he pulls it back up. Subtle movement, gets the call from the home plate umpire Paul Nauert. Good strong hands right there from John Ryan Murphy.
And that ball lifted out to right field. Carlos Beltran will have it. 1 away. Max Muncy is the first baseman for a 2nd straight game. Comes in at .213, 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in. Reddick's on first after the leadoff walk. And a ground ball, foul. Ty Waller, the first base coach for the A's, with a souvenir for a fan. Muncy last night struck out 3 times in the game. Little different look for Muncy today. If you look at him on the scoreboard, and if you watched last night's game, he had a mustache and beard, and tonight clean shaven. Trying to switch things up.
Well, Eovaldi had a tough outing, but he did a good job against Muncy, and like any good player, making an adjustment today. Bob, facial hair gone, new day,
makes all the difference.
We'll find out. He's behind in the count 1-2. I'm sure he's thinking, here we go again. 3 punch outs last night.
One-two pitch to Muncy, and back up the middle and a base hit. Clean-shaven thing working for him in his first at bat. First and second, one away.
Batting in the 8th position, shortstop, 10, Marcus.
That'll bring up the number 8 hitter in the A's order, Marcus Semien, who in the first 3 games of this series, Bob Melvin had penciled into the 2 spot, but today he's batting 8th. Semien had a couple hits and a run scored last night.
Well, we've talked a lot in this series about the defensive struggles for Semien, but you see the offensive numbers. Pretty impressive for a young shortstop, trying to get him figured out defensively.
And Warren starts him off with strike 1. Defensively for the Yankees, Teixeira way off first base. Murphy trying to get on the same page here, and they just can't do it.
The pace is really slowed down. These are 2 guys who have worked a lot together in the minor leagues and at the big league level, just trying to get on the same page with this matchup with Semien.
One pitch. Chopper to short. Gregorius on the short hop to second for 1, and that's all he can get there for the second out of the inning as the runner advances to third. So first and third, 2 away.
As Semien runs too well, I don't think there was going to be any chance for double plays. Gregorius comes to get it, is aggressive. Throw over to Perella, not even thinking about making the turn. Semien out of the box in pretty good shape.
So first and third, 2 away, and the number 9 hitter, Eric Sogard, is the batter. Sogard had 1 hit, 4 at-bats last night with a run scored. And Warren starts him off with strike 1. Lazy fly ball out to left center field. Gardner calling everybody off, and that will do it. So Atterborn lets a couple runners on, but strands them there as we head to the top of the third. Scoreless in Oakland. National team against the best teams in the world in search of their third World Cup title. The only place you can see the 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup is on Fox and Fox Sports 1 beginning Saturday, June 6th. We're on the top of the third here in Oakland. A scoreless ball game. Back to the top of the order for Jesse Chavez and the A's. Brett Gardner starting things off here. Scoreless on the Audi A3 scoreboard. Yanks with 4 hits. A's with 2. All 4 of the Yankees hits have been singles so far. 2 in the first and 2 in the second.
Well, Chavez has not given up a run yet. Has given up 4 hits to the Yankees. First 2 innings had to work hard. 44 pitches already. Trying to get back on track here in the third.
0-2 pitch misses away, 1-2.
Chavez, Bob, reminds me a lot of Adam Warren in the fact that he can pitch out of the bullpen. He's so valuable to any club. The pitch out of the pen, then you put him in the rotation. Has been doing a nice job there.
1-2 pitch, Gardner into center field, and Burns has it, 1 away.
Chavez has been with 7 organizations: the Rangers, the Pirates, the Rays, Braves, Royals, Blue Jays, and now the A's. Big reason for that is versatility. Pitch out of the pen. Can give you some quality starts in the rotation.
Chase Headley had one of those singles in the first inning as Chavez stranded a pair. Missing with a breaking ball on the outer part of the plate. 1-1. And behind 1-2.
Chase Headley looking awfully comfortable in this number 2 spot in the lineup. The batting average now up to 260. Ellsbury going on the DL. It was Ellsbury and Gardner at the beginning of the year.
And looks at strike 3, so 2 away.
And Chavez looking a lot more comfortable here in the third, getting ahead in some counts.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. He also singled back in the first. Looks at strike 1. Foul territory and behind the Yankees dugout, about 5 rows deep. Part of Chavez's problems early were not throwing first pitch strikes and getting behind, but this is the 6th straight batter that he has thrown first pitch strike to. He's got A-Rod in an 0-2 hole. Fastball swing and a miss, and Alex goes down. So the 4th strikeout of the afternoon for Chavez, scoreless as we head to the bottom of the third. Standstill offer yet? Visit your Hyundai dealer today. By People's United Bank N.A., the way you bank, but way better. And by your Tri-State BMW centers. Bottom of the third here in Oakland, in the shadow of the Golden Gate Bridge, as the Yankees try to even this series at 2 wins and 2 losses against the A's before heading north to Seattle. Scoreless on the Audi A3 scoreboard. Let's take a look at our Jeep Hitters scouting report. For the next man up, Billy Burns.
Billy Burns has done such a nice job in this series. We got to give him a little attention here with our Jeep Hitters scouting report. 6 for 14 is now turned to 7 for 15 with that first base hit, first pitch hitting. He ranks awfully high in a bunch of the rookie numbers. 11 multi-hit games. That's going to be first as he grounds out to first base. He has 7 steals. That's second amongst rookies, and 33 hits is third amongst rookies. And we saw this his first at bat. First pitch swinging is now 12 for 23 when he goes up there looking for that first pitch strike.
He's been a good spark plug for this team in the series so far. Again, the A's won the first 2. Yankees bounced back last night with a 5-3 win. Warren retires the leadoff hitter, and here's Ben Zobrist, who grounded out to Mark Teixeira in the first. They employ the shift against Zobrist with shortstop Didi Gregorius behind second base. Warren in with a strike, 2-1.
Well, the Oakland A's come into today's game with a 19-33 record. When this man comes up to the plate, one of the biggest names they are talking about already trading when they have an opportunity.
Perella, underhand toss to first, 2 away.
I think that would be sooner than later, Bob. You know, a very versatile player. We've seen him at Tampa Bay play the outfield, the infield position, switch hitter. Could help any playoff contending club.
Might help them add a little more depth at the minor leagues. They don't have any real top prospects at the double or triple A levels. Stephen Vogt flew out to center field in his first at bat. Shift on for him as well, but Perella is in the rover position out in shallow right. Warren falls behind, 2-0.
Well, we've seen Stephen Vogt now for 3 days. Now this is the 4th game, and the quality at bat after quality at bat. And you wonder, this guy kind of came from nowhere. Came up through the Rays system, didn't really have a position.
Grounder to Perella. That'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Adam Warren. We'll talk more about Vogt and the A's when we come back. We're headed to the top of the 4th. Scoreless in Oakland. It's Thurman Munson bobblehead night, the second in the 2015 collectible series presented by AT&T for the first 18,000 guests in attendance. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees Clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. We've seen Thurman moving around the stadium so far here in Oakland. He's out there in the bullpen for the Yankees. May have just heard an ovation, by the way. That was for Klay Thompson of the Golden State Warriors, who was here in attendance. Top of the fourth, it'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Yankees, starting with Mark Teixeira.
Well, there was a lot of buzz the other day when Steph Curry was at the San Francisco Giants game. Now Klay representing here in Oakland.
And of course, the Warriors play right here next door to the Coliseum. And there you see him.
He's going to work on a tray of nachos down there, isn't he?
That looks good. It's what all athletes should ingest, right?
Well, the guy's coming back from a concussion. I don't know if he should be crushing a plate of nachos.
It's brain food, man. Base hit, Teixeira to lead things off here in the fourth. At least that's the way I view it. Thompson has a baseball connection, by the way, in his family. His brother Trace is in the White Sox organization. And probably likes nachos, like his brother. Texas on first. Here's Carlos Beltran, who grounded to second base in his first at bat.
You like Klay is out there with all the fans in the regular seats, right? He's not up in one of those suites hiding, mingling with the fans, having a good time.
Beltran looks at a strike, 2-1. Now he's getting some of the nacho cheese apparently off his stash, maybe. Grounder to second. They got the out at second. One safe at first. So the A's can only get the lead runner, Teixeira at second, and Beltran is aboard at first.
Well, we've talked a lot about the Oakland A's and how they have struggled defensively with all the errors, but even some plays that probably should be double plays at the major league level that are not turned. Carlos Beltran, not a guy who flies anymore. Sogard going to his right, the flip to Semien. Doesn't get a lot on the throw.
One away, here's Ramon Flores, who had his first major league hit in his first at bat of this game back in the second. Left field. Zobrist tracks it down by the line. 2 away.
Well, you can see Flores with that inside-out approach, kind of forcing the ball the other way, and Zobrist showing some range out there in left field.
John Ryan Murphy.
Ball down, out, over.
With 2 away, here's John Ryan Murphy. He struck out looking back in the second. And looks at ball 1.
Well, you think back to that at bat for Murphy, and he struck out on a pitch that was on the outer half that he didn't like the call and showed a little bit of frustration. The batting average now at .216. Not getting as many at bats or as much playing time that he has been used to through his minor league career and even at the big league level. Not easy for a young player. You know, that backup catcher's job a little bit easier for a veteran type.
Doesn't help his cause lately that McCann has been so hot. 8-game hitting streak for McCann, 10 of 26 over that span, 4 homers and 12 runs batted in. But a well-deserved day of rest for McCann today. There's a 2-1 to Murphy. Fouled away, 2-2.
You know, as a backup catcher, you want your #1 guy obviously to do well. I mean, that's Brian McCann is a starter on this team, but when you get your opportunities on a day like today, mentally you want to be clear that, you know what, I got to go out there and try to catch a win, do a good job with Adam Warren, and if I get a hit or two, it's really just a bonus. Sometimes that's tougher for a young player to realize.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Chavez sends him down on strikes for the second time in this game. Headed to the bottom of the 4th here in Oakland, scoreless. Greatest golfers in the world converge on the Pacific Northwest for a chance to stamp their names in the history books. Fox's exclusive coverage of the 115th U.S. Open Championship live from Chambers Bay Golf Course begins June 18th on Fox Sports 1, Fox, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. We welcome you back to Oakland, bottom of the 4th, as Adam Warren faces the 4, 5, 6 hitters in the A's lineup. A lot of foul territory and room to roam, and Mark Teixeira covered about all of it, trying to get that one off the bat of Billy Butler.
Billy Butler got away with one right there. Usually foul balls here with all this foul territory end up as outs. There have been 51 foul outs in 25 games here. It's more than 2 per game, which is the highest average of any major league stadium.
And I'm sure there are a few hitters who hit here, especially if they're the home player, thinking that's where my batting average goes to die, out in that foul territory. After allowing runners on in the 1st and 2nd inning, Adam Warren had a 1-2-3 inning in the 3rd. Inside on Butler. 3-1. Butler lined out to center field in his first at bat. Here's the 3-1. Grounded left side. Gregorius under his glove and into left field for a leadoff single here in the fourth.
Well, Butler got a fastball and a fastball count and pulled it just out of the reach of Gregorius. And as slow as Billy Butler is, you're thinking if Gregorius could have come up with it, and another look on Yes Mo by Mercedes-Benz, if he could have come up with that, possibility of a play at first base.
So Butler is aboard, and that brings up Josh Reddick. Scoreless here on the Lincoln scoreboard as Mark Teixeira comes up with a terrific play and then steps on the bag, 2 away.
Yeah, Billy Butler kind of hung out to dry right there. Nothing he could do as he's taking his secondary lead. And the hot shot by Reddick right at Mark Teixeira, and then you turn around, find Billy Butler, an easy double play.
Now batting third baseman.
Great look coming right at you. Nothing Billy Butler could do.
Well, 2 terrific defensive plays so far in this game for Mark Teixeira. And with 2 away, it's Brett Laurie. He lifted one out to Carlos Beltran and right his first time up. Check swing, can't hold up. 1-1. Warren in with a strike, 1-2. Laurie has struck out 55 times this season. Slider away. Laurie just gets a little wood on it to stay alive.
You watch Laurie and how he sets up. He's way off the plate. Front side is opened up a little bit, but he's able to cover the outside corner. As a catcher and a pitcher, you see all this room out here thinking he won't be able to reach it, and he does a good job covering it.
2-2 again. Warren misses inside. It seems like with his stance, too, it'd be a little tougher to pound him inside, like he can turn on.
Well, you can throw the balls in there just like Adam Warren did, but it's off the plate. It's not going to be called a strike. It's tough to throw an inside strike because it would pretty much look middle of the plate. Brett Laurie.
Three-two pitch with 2 away here in the bottom of the fourth. And a swing and a miss. And Adam Warren makes sure that strikeout number 56 on the season for Laurie. Gets a little help from his friends defensively and then finishes the inning himself, scoreless into the 5th. Flash, that's a good sign that he could have an impact with the team this season.
Well, he's not far away. You see Flores getting his opportunity at the big league. Severino, when we saw him in spring training, has all of the ability in the world. Now it's just kind of getting some innings.
Scoreless on the Big LOT scoreboard. 5 hits for the Yanks, 3 for the A's. One of those hits off the bat of Didi Gregorius, as Jesse Chavez looks at the 8-9-1 hitters here in the 5th. Meredith Marakovits is back with us, has more on Luis Severino.
Well, I actually had the opportunity to catch up with Yankees assistant general manager Billy Epler here in Oakland, and he was talking about Severino, and I asked him, what do you like about this kid? And he said everything, with a big smile on his face, but particularly the way he's able to use his changeup to both left-handers and right-handers is something that's really impressed him. And I said, are we going to see him in pinstripes in the Bronx this year? And he looked at me and just said, it's up to him. It's up to him. If he pitches well enough, you could definitely see him up here. So the Yankees have a close eye on Severino.
It's great to have those decisions to make. And, you know, Flash, now you have talked in the first 3 games of the series how there are other names being batted about. Can they help at the major league level? And it feels like a lot of guys are getting closer. Ref Snyder, we're talking about. And then at the lower levels, Aaron Judge, Eric Jagielo, some of these players that are playing very well at the double and triple A levels.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a pretty good sign, and it tells you about somebody's ability. When Ryan Rucco in the cut-in is talking about a AAA start, and I agree with Meredith. When we saw Severino in spring training, it was the off-speed pitches that impressed me more than the fastball. And all we had heard about was a big arm and throws hard. Well, I'll tell you what, that changeup was quality.
Gregorius out to left center field. Billy Burns will have it. 1 away. It seems like some young pitchers come up, Flash, and they don't have a good changeup. It's something they haven't worked on. How important is it for young pitchers to develop that particular pitch?
Well, I mean, I think the changeup is probably one of the toughest pitches to master. And when you see a young kid who throws that hard and is able to throw a quality changeup, you get excited about what he can do, because he's not just a thrower, and I talk about this all the time. He's a pitcher in that he can throw some off-speed pitches and some fastball counts.
Well, here's Jose Pirela, lined out to second base. Ended up being a double play as Gregorius was doubled off first, back in the second.
Yeah, Pirela with that hard hit ball his first at bat, and you wonder, gets a start last night, comes right back this afternoon. Now he's starting to get some repetitions with the at bats. You look for the production to follow.
He had just 1 hit in his last 16 at bats coming into his start last night. And as I mentioned, he had a hit and a run scored in the 5th. Chavez misses away, 2-2. That's a little flare to right field and a base hit with 1 away.
Well, it's a beautiful thing right there for Pirela, just flipping one the other way. First at bat, you hit a rocket right at somebody, nothing to show for it. Here, a little pitch out over off the end of the bat, and you just flip it into right field for a base hit.
That flips the lineup over for the Yankees back to the top, and Brett Gardner, who has flown out to center field in his first 2 at bats. Chavez misses away, 1-0.
Now, you almost get the feeling in this game that Joe Girardi's going to force the action a little bit here with Brett Gardner at the plate, Pirela at first. You get some action on the base path, see if you can make something happen.
1-1 pitch. And inside, the throw down to first. Barella back. Well, I mentioned earlier the time to get to Chavez is in the middle of games. He's been good early and good late, but from innings 3 to 5, he has given up 13 of the 17 runs that he has allowed. Gardner looks at ball 3. 3-1. Ground ball, second base. Glove flip to second and Semien on to first. Double play. Nifty glove work there by Eric Sogard, and just like that, top of the 5th is over. So we'll head to the bottom half of the inning after a nice double play by the A's. Scoreless in Oakland. At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment and at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at Bat for your smartphone or tablet today. We're back to the bottom of the 5th here in Oakland. It's the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the A's against Adam Warren. Max Muncy singled and was erased on a fielder's choice in the second. Scoreless here in Oakland on the Bigelow T scoreboard. 6 hits for the Yankees, just 3 for the A's against Adam Warren. That ball driven out to right field sends Carlos Beltran back to the track, 1 away. Well, Flash Warren has really kind of settled in after a 21-pitch second inning in which they got a couple runners on. He's thrown just 9 pitches in the 3rd inning when he got him 1, 2, 3, and then 13 last inning.
Yeah, we were talking about it in the pitcher's scouting report. The last 3 outings for Adam Warren have been quality, and he's following that up here in Oakland. Only 61 pitches with 1 out in the 5th inning.
Has had a couple terrific defensive plays behind him as well at first base by Mark Teixeira. Marcus Semien grounded to short in his first at bat. Warren misses in there, 1-1.
If you're a scout and you're sitting behind home plate and you're scouting Adam Warren for whatever organization you work for, you have your radar gun and he doesn't light it up at big numbers, and there isn't one pitch that you say, wow, that's above average major league pitch.
That's out to center field for Brett Gardner, and 2 away.
But when you watch the total package from Adam Warren, I mean, it's fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. He can sink the fastball. He locates it. He can go out there and be a power guy at about 93, 94, and then the next time you see him, he's finesse with his slider. A lot to like about Adam Warren.
Also good command of everything that he has. Just 1 walk in this game. Eric Sogard flew out to center field in his first at bat. And looks at strike 1. Grounded foul, and Warren quickly ahead 0-2. Good pitch, right in for a strike. 3 quick pitches, and in this inning, 3 quick outs for Adam Warren as we go to the top half of the 6th inning after that strikeout. Still scoreless. Leaders and league leaders for team home runs. The Houston Astros leading everybody with 68. The Yankees and Dodgers tied for second with 63. And then you see the Mariners, who are coming up next on the Yankees dance card with 62. Nelson Cruz has 18 of those. For the Yankees, they have homered in every game so far in this series. And of course, the big blow last night, Carlos Beltran with his 4th home run of the season, helped put the Yankees in front. Chase Headley to center field. And Billy Burns has it, 1 away. So 2, 3, 4 hitters in this inning for the Yankees. Headley retired on the line drive to center, and that'll bring up Alex Rodriguez.
You said Nelson Cruz has 18 already?
Yeah.
We're going to Seattle, and that is a big ballpark.
Yep. In contrast, Robbie Cano has 2.
See, I'm impressed you've already done your research for the Seattle series. I haven't quite gotten there yet.
I just took a peek ahead, that's all. You got time, though. Once we wrap this game, jump on the plane, got plenty of time. I just know this: you will be well studied and bringing your A game when you get to Seattle, as you have in this series.
18 home runs already. Yeah. Nelson Cruz.
They needed to add some power to that lineup, and they did.
And they did it big time, but we have a long way to go in this one, obviously. But that pitching matchup tomorrow night's not going to be a bad one either.
Terrific. Pineda making his return to Safeco, first time since he was traded in 2012, and going up against the Cy Young leader right now. Felix Hernandez. Lights out, 8-1. Alex ground ball, short, 2 away. Well, that'll bring up Mark Teixeira. Struck out swinging in the first and had a leadoff single in the fourth. We've documented how Tex loves hitting here at Oakland. 20 home runs in this ballpark. And a ground ball, second base. That will do it. So Chavez has gotten into a little bit of a rhythm here. A 1-2-3 top of the sixth. Scoreless going to the bottom half. In Seattle to open up a 3-game set with Robinson, Cano, Nelson Cruz, and the Mariners. Complete coverage on Yes begins at 9:30 with a Tri-State Ford pregame only on Yes. We mentioned the pitching matchup as well. Let's take a look at the starting pitchers for that series opener. Brought to you by Verizon Fios, the fastest, most reliable internet. Michael Pineda going up against his former teammate in Seattle, King Felix, who is 8-1 with a 1.91 ERA. And it's amazing the consistency, Flash, with which we talk about him being in the Cy Young race every single year.
Incredible numbers. Sonny Gray getting a lot of attention here in Oakland. We saw him earlier in this series, but Felix Hernandez on a roll right now.
Top of the lineup for Adam Warren, third time through. Here's Billy Burns, who was singled and grounded out to first. Burns just the one hit so far in this game. He does lead all American League rookies with 11 multi-hit games. Well, let's get back to Meredith. She has more on that relationship between Pineda and King Felix.
Well, Michael Pineda spoke in the clubhouse earlier today, and he said it's going to be a special moment for him tomorrow. And he said it was actually King Felix that kind of showed him the ropes when he first got to the majors, what he should be doing, what time he needed to be places, when he needed to be on the bus, what he should be wearing, kind of everything you need to know when you first get into the majors. So he kind of took him under his wing and showed him the ropes. And as far as King Felix on the mound, Michael Pineda just smiled and said, he's great, he's unbelievable, he has great movement on his ball, he's the king. What else do you want me to say?
Have to try and match zeros with him as Billy Burns has a leadoff base hit here in the bottom of the sixth. By the way, we mentioned doing research for that Seattle series. Meredith also checked into the Nelson Cruz home run race. 18 of them, but only 4 at home. So you're right, Safeco's a tough place to hit him out.
Boy, I'm way behind. You're throwing out numbers. Meredith is confirming, going in depth.
Meredith and I were breaking down their entire 40-man roster, Flash, and then we started digging into every minor league level. Yeah, that's where we're at. Burns now with 2 hits in all 4 games of the series and extends that lead amongst American League rookies to 12 multi-hit games.
Billy Burns has put on a clinic here in this series against the Yankees. Yankees definitely going to remember his name. John Ryan Murphy throws well behind the plate. This could be a nice matchup. Burns has 7 stolen bases, thrown out twice.
A little deke at first as if he's going.
Yeah, he looks a little antsy over there.
Scoreless game, would you be a little more apt at this point to send him if you're Bob Melvin?
Yeah, and I was even mentioning, from the Yankees perspective, you're thinking now in a scoreless game, both pitchers locked in, and maybe you get a little movement on the bases as a manager. You start trying to force things a little bit more than you would early on.
And he does go. And he is safely into second base. No throw. 8th stolen base of the season for Burns.
We'll take a look at the jump. Not great. He's looking in, which tells me that was a hit and run all the way. And Zobrist, a pitch in the dirt, he did not offer. Not a whole lot John Ryan Murphy could do. Tough pitch to throw on.
Little chopper right side. Teixeira has it, steps on the bag, but a foul ball.
This is one of those reasons why everybody loves playing with Ben Zobrist. He's such a team player. But trying to get Billy Burns at third base, trying to pull a ball, and he'll take an awkward swing, and it doesn't look very pretty, but his job, I'm getting the bat head out, I'm rolling over. Even if it's a weak ground ball, I do my job. It actually just goes foul. Again, goes to that value on what a complete player he is, versatile, and a winning player.
2-1 pitch, Burns breaking for third. Murphy from his knees, and the ball just off the edge of Headley's glove, so Burns is safe at third with another stolen base.
Well, the Yankees have seen enough of Burns. 2 hits in every game in this series, and now he's starting to show his speed game. A good jump. Murphy has a clear lane with the left-handed hitter, drops to his knees and throws. Chase Headley, a good job just knocking it down, then it actually gets a piece of Burns. The Yankees lucky right there.
So nobody out, a 2-2 pitch to Zobrist with Burns at third. And Zobrist just cues one down the left field line. Ramon Flores makes the catch, and Burns can't go anywhere, just too shallow. So nice hustle there in left field by Flores for the first out.
We saw some pretty good range last night from Flores. Zobrist off the end of the bat just cues one. Infield is playing in. Flores runs a long way and makes the play. And Billy Burns, even with his speed, can't think about scoring on this.
Well, you take a look at that again, brought to you by New York Presbyterian. Amazing things are happening here, and we saw a couple amazing plays from him last night, including a strong throw, which the A's certainly noted when he threw out a runner at home plate. One away, here's Stephen Vogt. He's thrown out to center and grounded to second. Infield in for the Yankees.
.35 RBIs for Vogt. Bring the infield in. You're thinking weak ground ball. If you can get one, jam them.
That one lined into right field and foul.
Yeah, it's the right idea from Adam Warren and John Ryan Murphy. Try to run a fastball in on his hands, see if you can jam him. 54% RBIs from third with less than 2 outs. Not a great number for a guy who's a good RBI guy. Try to jam him inside with the fastball. You can go in there a couple of times and then drop a changeup down and away and see if you can get him to roll over. Tough matchup for Adam Warren.
Inside again, and he lifts that one into right field, and Beltran back to the track, and the wall watches it fly. Didn't look like he got all of that, but he did. And just like that, 11th home run of the season for Oakland, a 2-0 A's lead.
Well, right off the bat, I'm thinking good job by Vogt just getting this ball to the outfield. It didn't have that sound. Didn't look like it was going to be a home run, and it got up in a jet stream and just took off. And Adam Warren tried to run that fastball in there. We'll take a listen to the sound off the bat. He puts his head down. He didn't think that he got it. It just got up in that jet stream and took off.
And the wind blowing out in that direction at about 13 miles per hour. So a 2-0 A's lead after that home run by Vogt. Even Beltran, I think, thought he had a chance at it. Swing and a miss by Butler here with one away.
Here at the end of May, a good strikeout there from Butler. We'll watch Vogt's reaction. He's thinking sacrifice fly, did my job, put my head down, just missed it a little bit. Now all of a sudden you get excited. You see it carrying, Beltran going back. A nice little fist pump.
Just the 5th hit of the afternoon off Adam Warren, but it's a big one, giving the A's a 2-0 lead. Now with 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th, and Josh Reddick, the batter, is walked and lined into a double play. Reddick out to left field, and Flores step into foul territory, and he's got it. And that will do it, but the A's strike first. Here at the bottom of the 6th, Stephen Vogt got it up into that jet stream, and it flew out, a 2-run home run for a 2-0 A's lead. By 2 after the Stephen Vogt home run. 6 hits for the Yanks today, 5 for the A's, but that 5th was the loudest of all. Even though it didn't seem like it was going to get out, it just kept flying out to right field, and a 2-run home run for Vogt. The 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Yankees in this top of the 7th against Jesse Chavez. Beltran fouling that one away. He's grounded to second his first 2 times up. Beltran, the offensive star last night, with his own 2-run home run and then an RBI single later. Lifts that one in foul territory. Brett Laurie has it, 1 away.
Well, Chavez has got to be thinking, well, it's about time this team scored me some runs. That 2-run home run. His run support this year in his starts, 1.2 runs per game. This has to seem like a huge lead for him.
And again, from the 6th inning on, he boasts an ERA of 1.08 this year. So we'll see if he can get into lockdown mode. The Yankees would like to get into that bullpen, though. Chavez is at 94 pitches.
I think that pitch count is going to get him. Last time out, 106 pitches. The time before that, 105. And you're right, the Yankees would love to get in that bullpen. It's a weakness of the Oakland A's.
Ground ball, third base. 2 away. For Chavez, these are the first runs in support of him in 27 innings. That's a span dating back to May 16th.
Well, he has definitely gotten better as this game has progressed. Early on, he really was pitching in trouble, pitching behind in counts. The last couple of innings have been in total control.
He's retired 7 in a row. And that's a fastball across to Murphy, 0-1. Not been a good afternoon at the plate for Murphy, who has struck out looking and swinging. And he's in an 0-2 hole quickly.
And he's missing some fastballs, too. I mean, that one pretty much 90 miles an hour, and these are the pitches per start. 106th, his last time out.
To sneak a fastball over the outside part of the plate and misses 1-2.
Yeah, Bob, if you're a backup player and a young one like John Ryan Murphy, offensively, you have to go up to the plate saying one pitch. I got to either hit the fastball or look off speed.
Murphy into right field and down the line, and that one will get into the seats as Reddick gives it a look.
And I bring that up just because you're not going to be able to walk up to the plate after only having 30 at bats in 2 months and be able to recognize slider and work at bats. And you really have to look for one pitch early in a count, and if you get it, you have to make sure you hit it hard.
One-two pitch. Right back to Chavez, who gloves it. And on to first, and that'll do it. So a second straight 1-2-3 inning for Chavez. 7th inning stretch with the Yanks down 2-0. trailing 2-0, though they've out-hit the A's 6-5. Those 2 runs coming courtesy of Stephen Vogt and his 2-run home run. It was the 7th home run allowed by Adam Warren this season in his 10 starts. Otherwise, Warren has been pretty good and matched by Jesse Chavez, who has thrown 7 shutout innings. Warren back out here for the bottom half of the 7th, and he'll face the 6, 7, 8 hitters, starting with Brett Lawrie. Gets one up and under his chin there, 1-1.
Yeah, Bob, we get to the end of May here, and you start thinking about all-star possibilities. Stephen Vogt has got to be on the all-star team, doesn't he? I mean, obviously Sonny Gray out here in Oakland having a big year. He will go. But Vogt having just one of those magical seasons.
You see activity in the Yankees bullpen as Neil Rogers is up. 1-2 pitch to Lawrie, and in the dirt, 2-2. Why do you think it suddenly came together for him?
You know what, doing a little research getting ready for this series, you look at some of his numbers in the minor leagues from his days with the Tampa Bay Rays, and offensively he was always a solid player, just didn't have a position, and the Rays didn't believe in him as being an everyday big league player, as Warren picks up another strikeout.
Second strikeout of the game of Lawrie. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Warren with his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon, 4th, excuse me. And here's Max Muncy, a single in his first at bat, and a fly ball to right field.
You know, getting back to Vogt, he comes over here at Oakland, and they say, you know what, he's not that bad of a catcher. He's doing a decent job back there, and you all of a sudden have this feeling like I found a home, and I'm getting an opportunity, and obviously making the most of it. And now you start thinking at the end of May, this kid could end up in the All-Star game. Billy Beane, the general manager, feels the same way. I believe it's Stephen Vogt.
You know, do you think maybe it helped him that they made some wholesale changes in the offseason, so he was one piece of the puzzle and knew that there were going to be opportunities for him, as opposed to coming to a team that has established veterans and not a place for you to play?
Well, we know with Billy Beane, the general manager of this club, he shakes things up, he gives opportunities, thinks outside the box a little bit, and I don't think anybody could have predicted that Stephen Vogt would be doing what he is doing at this point in the season.
Well, he's also got to feel good about the fact that Bob Melvin is finding different ways to get him in the lineup. First 2 games of this series, he started at first base, and he has caught the last 2. 3-2 pitch. Muncy fouls it away.
I see this all-star campaign coming together. Vote for Vogt.
Oh, I
see
like
what
that.
I did there?
Yeah. You going to pass that along to anybody here in Oakland before you leave?
Yeah, the PR department. I'll drop that line.
Base hit up the middle with 1 away for Max Muncy. His 2nd hit of the afternoon.
Well, I think we can guarantee that Max Muncy is going to go in after the game and have another clean shave, get ready for tomorrow's ball game. 3 punch-outs last night, couple of hits today with a clean shave.
Maybe you could tell the A's PR department is giving max effort. Do you see what I did there?
I do. It's been a long 4 days here, huh?
It has. Bottom of the 7th, 1 away. Marcus Semien is the batter. Ground out and a fly out to center field. ball to short. Gregorius on the Perella, one on the first, double play, and that will do it here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. 6, 4, 3, and we head to the top half of the 8th inning with the Yankees trying to rally from 2 down. Party show as the Yankees manager offers an inside look at the week that was, including an update and the very latest on Masahiro Tanaka's expected return to the mound this coming Wednesday. It's all new today after the postgame, only on Yes. On the Hyundai scoreboard, Yankees trying to rally from 2 down. They're in a 2-0 hole right now. The big damage done by the 2-run home run from Stephen Vogt back in the 6th. This is Didi Gregorius, who has a single in 2 at-bats this afternoon.
Well, manager Bob Melvin going to extend Chavez here. 103 pitches. Andy Perino taking over at shortstop.
Got activity in the bullpen. Fernando Abad and Evan Scribner are up. Gregorius to the left side. We'll see if Perino gets his chance and makes a play, and not able to do it. So Gregorius is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 8th.
Oh, good hustle by Gregorius, smelling an infield hit, and he picks it up. Actually swung the bat well today, going the other way for a base hit, driving one to center field. Now using his legs for an infield hit. Get something going here in the 8th inning.
Number 38, Jose.
Good hustle nets the Yankees their 7th base hit of the afternoon. And the 3rd leadoff runner that they have had on against Chavez. Jose Perella has lined out to second base and had a single back in the 5th. And opposite way out to right field, and Josh Reddick near the line and into foul territory. A little basket catch, and then he quickly gets it back in, 1 away.
Number 11.
Josh Reddick, obviously, this is his home ballpark. He knows exactly how much room he has in foul territory. A little basket catch, and then turns quickly, and a strong throw to keep Gregorius at first base.
Chavez pitch count at 105 has the bullpen working. Scribner and Abad as the lefty. 1 away, top of the order. Here's Brett Gardner. Flown out to center field twice and grounded into a double play.
Well, sometimes you can tell exactly what a manager is thinking by the moves he does not make. A couple of guys ready in the bullpen. He's going to stay with his starter. Pitch count's elevated.
He said his high was 113. Is that right?
106, I believe.
106. Well, if that's the case, he has matched that this afternoon.
Bob Melvin says, you know what, I'd rather stay with my starting pitcher who might be a little bit fatigued than a bullpen that has struggled.
And he's already gotten a couple double play balls this afternoon.
This guy's gutsy right here. Beginning of the ball game behind and counts runners on base all over the place and found his rhythm. Shutout innings to this point.
Got Gardner looking right there for out number 2.
You can make the same argument that I was talking about with Adam Warren, that he doesn't have one pitch Chavez doesn't that is overwhelming. It's just the full body of work, locating the fastball down and away. Perfect pitcher's pitch. Gets Brett Gardner looking.
So Gardner 0 for 4 this afternoon. Here's Chase Headley, who's 1 for 3. Soft grounder to first. Muncy will take it, and that'll do it. So the Yankees waste a leadoff single by Gregorius. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th with the A's up by 2. .com. By IMG Academy Private School and Youth Sports Camps in Bradenton, Florida. And by your Tri-Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on the 2015 models. Well, so we welcome you back to the bottom half of the 8th inning here in Oakland. The A's lead it 2-0, and Joe Girardi has made the Verizon call to the bullpen and brought in right-hander Esmil Rogers. He'll face the 9-1-2 hitters in the A's order. Eric Sogard leads things off here, bottom of the 8th. 2-0 on the Hyundai scoreboard. Overall, you break down what Adam Warren did as you take a look at the numbers on Esmil Rogers. 16th appearance of the season. 6 hits allowed, 2 runs. What did you think of Warren today?
Well, outstanding again. One swing of the bat. Easy play for Rogers.
Jacob Lindgren is up in the Yankees bullpen. And out in the A's bullpen, Tyler Clippard. Billy Burns has had another productive afternoon. Again, Clippard got saves in the first 2 games of this series. Burns with a couple hits, a run scored back in the 6th, and stole 2 bases, both second and third, against Adam Warren. In fact, those steals by Burns were the first allowed by Adam Warren since May 23rd of last year. That was a span of 56 appearances for Warren. Little flare out to center field. Brett Gardner coming in, can't get it. 1-out base hit for Burns, his 3rd hit of the afternoon.
The Yankees just can't get him out this entire series, and even when Rogers throws a good pitch and he's fooled, Burns able just to flip it into right center field. Body goes one way, just keeps the bat head through the zone a little bit from the side. You see it come right back towards the pitcher. Perfect placement.
You brought this up last night. What a great first leadoff hitter for the A's. I mean, just a pest. Getting on base, a couple stolen bases today.
He's an old school leadoff guy, right? You know, gets up there, switch hitter, slaps the ball around, uses his legs.
Base hit to the right side for Ben Zobrist. And that'll allow Burns to race to third, so first and third one away here in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, these really become big runs here. 2-0 ball game against Tyler Clippard, the closer for the A's, is nothing with the middle of the lineup coming up for the Yankees, so these are crucial runners.
And with Stephen Vogt coming up, Joe Girardi will go to the bullpen and call on a left-hander. So we'll step aside for a moment. See you back here after this. Chavez, who after a couple rocky first and second innings really got locked in, Flash.
Well, he did, and you're going to look at all of his strikeouts. He had 6 up, and that doesn't tell the whole story. Was behind in the count early in the game, then all of a sudden found a nice rhythm, and the Yankees held scoreless this afternoon by Jesse Chavez.
And again set a new season high in terms of pitches thrown with 106 this afternoon. 7 hits, 8 shutout innings. Actually, he was up to 110 pitches this afternoon. 2 men aboard here in the bottom of the 8th as Joe Girardi has gone to the bullpen again with the left-hander Vogt coming up. Brings in Jacob Lindgren. Third appearance of the season for Lindgren. First one back in the Bronx was terrific through 2 innings of relief. Game 1 of this series, though, he ended up giving up a 2-run home run to Brett Lawrie. Runners at first and third. Burns had a single. Moved to third on the base hit by Ben Zobrist.
Left-handed pitchers don't give Vogt much prop. .314 batting average, a home run, 9 RBIs. through 24 against righties coming in. To center field. Brett Gardner will have it. Burns is tagging. And the throw home. And play at the plate. A little swipe tag as John Ryan Murphy tries to get the ball, but he gets past him. So the runner advances to second, and the run scores 3-0 A's. Well, Vogt just hangs in there against the lefty, stays on it, drives it the other way. Burns with his speed. A lot closer play than I thought it was going to be. Brett Gardner a little off balance when he settled under this. Didn't have his momentum going towards home plate, and is still able to get off a strong throw and a pretty accurate throw.
And you see Girardi go to the bullpen again. Jacob Lindgren facing just Stephen Vogt. We'll take a quick break here with the A's up 3-0 as we continue in the bottom of the 8th. A sac fly by Stephen Vogt off Jacob Lindgren. Counts for the third run for the A's in this game. And now Joe Girardi goes to the right-hander David Carpenter to face Billy Butler with 2 outs here in the 8th. That throw by Gardner home, it got past John Ryan Murphy, and that allowed the pinch runner for Ben Zobrist to move to second base. Butler, first pitch swinging to second, Pirela on to first, and that will do it. So Carpenter gets the job done, but so does Stephen Vogt with a sac fly to extend the lead to 3-0 as Tyler Clippard comes in to try and close it out. All the big plays from today's finale, plus Meredith Marakovitz talks to the players in the clubhouse and Joe Girardi's reaction in the manager's report. It's all coming up in the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame, only on Yes. Top of the ninth, the Yankees find themselves down by 3 here in Oakland. And Tyler Clippard, the former Yankee, in to try and close this thing out and earn his 7th save of the season. There's a new left fielder, Sam Fold, who pinch ran for Ben Zobrist, has stayed in the game and is playing left. Clippard facing the 3-4-5 hitters, gets a first pitch swing from Alex Rodriguez, and they'd give it a look, but it's into the seats behind the plate.
Well, we saw the numbers for Clippard, 12 walks in limited innings, so he will give you some opportunities to get himself in a little bit of trouble. Alex 1 for 3 with that single. Yankees down by 3 runs. He's trying to get some base runners, middle of the lineup.
And Alex swings again and in an 0-2 hole. For Jesse Chavez today, 8 shutout innings. He did the same as last time out. In fact, his last 2 starts, he's lowered his ERA 78 points from 2.89 to 2.11. Bob Melvin probably wishing he could have pushed him into the 9th, but he was at 110 pitches, which is a season high. Yankees scored a run off Clippard in game 1 of this series. He walked a batter with 2 outs, and then Gardner had a double that scored the run. Yankees ended up losing that opener 5-4. Take there by Alex, 1-2.
And that's a changeup, which is Clippard's best pitch. Does a good job neutralizing the lefties with it, throwing it to Alex Rodriguez, and clearly down. Good take by Alex.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Alex gets a breaking ball and hits it to the gap in right center field. A leadoff base hit here in the top of the 9th.
That's exactly the way you want this to start if you're a Yankee fan. A little base hit to right center field. You're down by 3. Most important thing to get some base runners. Alex gets beat a little bit, lets the ball travel deep, fights it off the other way.
You've got the big hitters coming up behind A-Rod. Teixeira, who has a single today. And Beltran, who had a 2-run homer last night. And Teixeira lifting that one out to left field. Now center field. 1 away.
If you're the Yankees, you just want that opportunity with a couple of runners on where one swing of the bat can possibly tie it up. Beltran has had a hot month of May as Brian McCann moves his way out onto the on-deck circle.
McCann homered in the first 2 games of this series. And Beltran looks at ball 1. Ball 2, so Clippard working himself behind in the count. Yanks down 3-0, trying to get some base runners. Beltran can get on, maybe one swing of the bat by McCann can tie it. And Beltran looks at ball 3.
Job by Beltran showing some patience here. I mentioned Clippard will give you the opportunity. He will walk a lot. When you think back to Stephen Vogt and his home run, all you got to do is get the ball up in the air to right field, and you have a chance to tie this game up if you're Brian McCann and Beltran can get on base.
Strike 1, 3-1. You see the wind whipping out to right field. Home run by Vogt got caught up in that. See what happens here with Beltran on 3-1. Looks at strike two, what he thought was ball four.
Clippard goes off speed, 79 miles an hour with the changeup. Borderline down.
You come back with that?
You throw a 3-1, you got to be expecting a 3-2 if you're Carlos Beltran.
He tries it again inside and misses, so 2 aboard for the Yankees with 1 away. And 1 swing in the back could tie it. And as Jesse Chavez looks on after his 8 shutout innings, he's hoping the Clippard can hold on. The pinch hitter being announced for Ramon Flores is the lefty Brian McCann. McCann, one of the hottest Yankees coming into this one, riding an 8-game hitting streak and a streak of 8 straight games with a run batted in.
We'll see how this plays out. McCann and Clippard spent a lot of time in the National League facing each other, and McCann only 1 for 14. Well, like you said, Bob, a hot hitter lately.
Rodriguez is on second, Beltran on first, and McCann lets it strike 1.
And here at the Coliseum, Brian McCann not lucky enough to have a batting cage right behind the dugout. So probably not as ready for this pinch hit appearance as you would be maybe at, say, Yankee Stadium, where the batting cage is readily accessible.
0-1 pitch. Fouling that one back and into our broadcast booth. Flash with a near catch.
There it is.
And a souvenir.
Get out of the way.
Two on, 0-2 pitch to McCann. And a swing and a miss, and he got him. 2 away.
We'll take a look at the pitch by pitch to Brian McCann by Tyler Clippard. Changeup, strike 1. Fastball, good swing, straight back, strike 2, and then he goes changeup again. It's elevated, but the change in speeds gets Brian McCann.
So the Yankees down to their last out with 2 on against Clippard. And the batter will be Garrett Jones, pinch hitting for John Ryan Murphy. Yankees down to their last out. 1 swing of the bat could tie it up. Clippard gets behind Jones, 0-1.
And again, there's some history, and it's not good for Garrett Jones. 1 for 12 against Clippard.
And in with a strike, 1-1. Garrett Jones, career as a pinch hitter. You see the numbers there. Got A-Rod at second, Beltran at first. 1-1 pitch. Let's run out to just in foul territory. You see Muncy shielding his eyes, and that will do it. So the Yankees fall 3-0 to the Oakland A's, who win their first home series since September of last season. For the Yankees, they dropped 3 of 4 here in Oakland. They lost the first 2, won last night 5-3. But end up losing this one as Tyler Clippard picks up the save. The former Yankee against his former team. A couple saves in this series as the A's win 3 out of 4 by the Bay. We will take a quick break and wrap things up on this 3-0 A's win before we send you to the postgame.